water and weather. Let's read the lesson first and I'm going to ask you questions. We start with the revision. Sanvi, have you opened your science book to page 83?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, keep your cameras on. Why are you switching off your camera?
1 minute.
Sayyidi Ali, begin reading, child. Page number 83. Water is very useful to all living things. All of you know that? Yes, Vaishnavi, you ready with your book?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm
Yes.
starting. Water and weather. Water is very useful to all living things. We cannot live without water. You have already read that water
Red.
exists in all
Red.
the three states of matter, solid,
Sayyidi Ali.
liquid. Yes, ma'am.
READ. It is read. When we are talking in the present tense, when you're talking in the past tense, you pronounce it as red. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, go
Read
on.
that water exists in all the three states of matter, solid, ice, liquid, water, and gas, water vapor. It also changes its state when it is heated or cooled. In nature, too, we can see water changing its state.
Yes, all of you know water
Water.
keeps changing its state when heated or cooled, and water is very important for us. For human life, water is very important. I kept on telling you that
Yes, ma'am.
underground water level is coming to an end, so we need to plant more trees to save water. Otherwise, in the long run, we will not get water. Just now,
Yes, ma'am. Water.
we all have taps in our houses. A lot of people have submersible pumps also in their houses, but
Yes,
there are
ma'am.
many places where people are not getting water easily. Very difficult.
Ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, water cycle. The water
yeah,
present
just a
on the.
second. Sayyid Ali, just a second. So, children,
Okay, ma'am.
water is very important for us, right? We need to take care and preserve it. Now, turn the page, all of you. Tejas, read water cycle.
Okay, ma'am. The water cycle present on the earth
The
moves from
water cycle. Read the heading first.
water cycle. The water cycle
The
present
water present, not the water cycle. The water present on the earth.
water present on the earth moves from land to sky and then back to the land. This cyclic movement of water is called water cycle. Water cycle involves different states of water.
Okay, thank you. Water present on the earth moves from land to sky and then back to the land. This cyclic movement of water is called water cycle. Water cycle involves different states of water. Now we are going to see how it works. Water, the movement of water from the land to the sky and then back to the land, that cyclic movement is called water cycle.
Ma'am, water cycle.
Okay, Raza, read the first point given over there.
Okay, ma'am.
The sun heats up. Read that point. Who has joined from Anu Agarwal's ID? Aradhya?
Mami, Mamarat.
The sun heats up water from ponds, seas, and oceans. The water evaporates to form water vapor. The process of water changing to vapor is called evaporation. The water vapor rises up.
Okay. The sun heats up water from ponds, seas, and oceans. All of you know. Ponds, seas, and oceans, the water is it's open and it gets heated. Then the water evaporates to form water vapor. When it gets heated, it evaporates to form water vapor. The process of water changing to vapor is called evaporation. Pronounce that word correctly, all of you. Evaporation. The water vapor rises up. The water vapor rises up. Okay. Next point. Vaishnavi, read the next point.
Yes, ma'am. The water vapor reaches the colder upper layer of the sky. It cools down and condenses to form water droplet. This process of water vapor changing into water is called condensation.
Condensation.
These
Condensation.
condensation
Condensation. Vaishnavi, pronounce that word. Condensation.
yes, these droplets together form clouds.
Okay, thank you. Now look at the picture, children, given over there. Let's study all these points by looking at the diagram.
Condensation बोली थी बोला था condensation.
Condensation. Vaishnavi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Why did you switch off your camera? Keep it on. Children, look at the diagram given over there. The water cycle diagram. It says, the first point says the sun heats up water from the ponds, seas and the oceans. Right? The water evaporates to form water vapor. Now look at this diagram very carefully. Just study the diagram. This is all revision that we are doing. Revision we are doing. You can see the water once on the sea, once it gets heated, it starts evaporating. You can see the arrows made here and it's written there evaporation. Yes, and it goes up to form clouds, right? And then over there it condenses. Condensation takes place. Clouds become very heavy. Droplets are formed. And then what happens? It pours down as rain. Can you see the picture? Now can you understand the diagram? This is what is known as water cycle. Water gets heated. It rises up in the form of water vapor, goes up, condenses over there, and then it falls in the form of rain. That's water cycle. When you are drawing your diagram, remember labeling, very important. You have to label everything. Okay? All right. Aradhya,
Yes, ma'am.
read as the clouds move along the sky.
Yes, ma'am. As the cloud move along the sky, more droplets come together. When
Read with
clouds
expression,
become heavy
Aradhya. Vaishnavi, pay attention. Read with expression.
together,
Yes.
when clouds become heavy with water droplets, they
With
fall
water drops.
as
With water
they
drops.
fall as rain or sometimes even as snow. The process of water falling to earth is called precipitation.
Okay, thank you.
Rainwater
Aradhya.
collect.
Aradhya,
Yes,
listen. When you're reading, you don't need to drag. You don't need to drag the words. Like I always tell you, read when you're reading, read with expression. Okay? Now listen to how I'm reading the last paragraph. I'll read. Rainwater collects in streams and rivers. The full stop, you have to remember that you have to pause over there. It flows down towards the sea and the water cycle continues in nature. So, just now, Aradhya read the top portion. It says, the clouds move along the sky, more droplets come together. When clouds become heavy with water drops, they fall as rain or sometimes even as snow. Have you seen hailstorm, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes you have when the water droplets, when they condense and they fall as hail. Have you seen that? जिसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं ओले गिर रहे हैं.
Yes, ma'am.
That you know. Yes, that's hail. Okay, so sometimes they fall as rain, sometimes they fall as even as snow. Okay, the process of water falling to earth is known as precipitation. Please learn out the word and the spelling. And the cycle continues. Remember, the water gets heated, it evaporates, it forms clouds, and then it condenses on top over there. The clouds become heavy. When the droplets are formed, when the clouds, sometimes they become very heavy. Then you can hear those thundering sound. Have you heard the thundering sound when those heavy clouds, when they are moving in the sky and they bang against each other? Then we hear the thundering sound. Right? So they fall as rain. Okay. Sanvi, read the portion of weather.
Yes, ma'am. Weather. Weather is the condition of air at a given time. The weather of a place tells us if the place is hot, cold, or wet at a given time. Heat for the sun and water in the air play an important part in changing the weather of a place. Let us learn about some weather conditions such as breeze, humidity, fog, mist, and dew.
Okay, thank you. Now see, weather is a condition of air at a given time. The air keeps changing the weather of the place. The weather of a place tells us if the place is hot, cold, or wet. Like past few days, we've been having very cold weather, yes, and sometimes we've had rain also. 1 or 2 days it's been raining also, it's been drizzling, it's become very cold. Heat from the sun and the water in the air play an important part in changing the weather of a place. Heat from the sun. Now see, these days we are not getting the sunlight. Are we? It's very cold, no? Isn't it cold, children? We are looking out
Yes, ma'am.
every day.
Yes, ma'am.
It's become
Yes,
very
ma'am.
we are all looking out for the sunlight every day. We say no, आज धूप निकाला है तो कितना अच्छा होगा, थोड़ी ठंड कम होगी. So the sun, heat from the sun plays a very important part in changing the weather of a place. And then the water in the air, water that is present in the air. Now every day morning when you get up, you find the dewdrops. Lot of fog is there. Yes, it becomes dark, you can't see anything. So all this play an important part in changing the weather of a place. Now weather, some of the weather conditions given over here are breeze, humidity, fog, mist and dew. Let's read them now. Let's read first what is breeze. Pragya, are you there? Pragya, are you there? Some children, they are joining, their cameras are off and I can't see them. Pragya, are you there?
Ma'am, can I read?
Yes, Vedantika, read.
Ma'am, breeze.
Yes, read breeze.
Breeze. The
Vaishnavi, pay
sun
attention.
heats up the land, water, and air on the earth. When air gets heated, it becomes light. This light air rises up. The cooler air, which is heavier, moves to take its place. This movement of air causes wind. A gentle wind is called breeze.
Yes, a gentle
Sea
wind is
breeze.
called breeze. You like to in summers what happens when you get breeze, हवा लगती है ठंडी ठंडी तो अच्छा लगता है ना? You feel nice. So it says the sun heats up land, water and air on the earth. When there's sunlight, everything gets heated up. When air gets heated, it becomes light. This light air rises up. Okay, this light air rises up. Once it gets heated, it rises up, and the cooler air, which is heavier, it moves in to take its place. This movement of air causes wind. When the air, this movement is taking place, children, this is called wind. So when you, जब आपको हवा लगती है ना, ठंडी ठंडी हवा लगती है, गर्म हवा लगती है गर्मियों में, then you can think of it what exactly is happening, the process that is taking place. This thing, air that gets heated, it becomes light and it rises up, and the cool air comes in to take its place. So this is what is happening when you're getting breeze. Now, page number 85, you have the pictures given there for land breeze and sea breeze. Okay, let's see the land breeze and sea breeze. Let's quickly revise what's land breeze and sea breeze. Okay, Yukti,
Yes, ma'am.
read the part of sea breeze.
Okay, ma'am. Sea breeze. Land breeze and sea breeze occur in places near the seas and oceans. During the day, the land becomes hot faster than the sea. So air above the land gets hotter faster
Gets hot
than
faster.
the air above the sea. This warm air above the land rises up. The cooler and heavier air from the sea moves over to the land. This cool air blowing from the sea to the land is called sea breeze.
Okay.
Ma'am, can
Just
I read land
just
breeze?
wait. Let's quickly revise the sea breeze first. Look at the diagram. All of you look at the diagram. Land breeze and sea breeze occur in places near the seas and oceans. Near the seas and ocean. Has anyone visited a place? Has anyone visited the thing beaches, the seas?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Fine. Good. So
Yes,
now you can see
ma'am.
the picture
I
there.
was in Vietnam.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
You have.
When
Okay.
I
Then.
visited Vietnam in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, that's very good. So that means now you can understand what exactly is happening. Land breeze and sea breeze occur in places near the seas and oceans. During the day, the land becomes hot faster than the sea. So, air above the land gets hot faster than the air above the sea. This warm air above the land rises up. The cooler and heavier air from the sea moves over to the land. Now see, look at the picture. You can see this in the form of the picture that is given over there, the sea breeze. What is happening over there? The warm air above the land rises up. Can you see that red arrow? The red arrows that are going down in the picture. The warm air above the land rises up and the cooler and heavier air from the sea moves to the land. See the blue arrows moving now towards the land? In the picture, you can see the blue arrows moving towards the land, children. Yes or no? Can you see the
Yes,
diagram there?
ma'am.
We are
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
about we are talking about this diagram.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, children, please respond so that I know you all are present. Half of y'all's cameras are off. I don't know whether I'm talking to you or I'm talking to the furniture over there because I'm getting no response. Those who've got the cameras on, I can see them. They are nodding their head. They are responding. But what about the others? How do I know you're there? Okay. So you can see in the picture the red arrows and the blue arrows. This cool air blowing from the sea to the land is called sea breeze. Right. That is what is sea breeze. Now we have the land breeze. See the picture given over there for land breeze. Okay. Divyansh
Yes,
Chauhan,
ma'am.
please read land breeze.
Yes, ma'am. Land breeze. During night, the land becomes cooler faster than the sea. The warm air above the sea rises. The cooler and heavier air from the land moves over to the sea. This cool air blowing from the land to sea is called land breeze.
Okay, during the night, the land becomes cooler faster than the sea. During the night, land becomes cooler faster than the sea. And in the day, just the opposite happens. The warm air above the sea rises. The cooler and heavier air from the land moves over to the sea. Now, again, look at the arrows, the red and blue arrows that are indicating in the land breeze. Look at the diagram of the land breeze. This cool air blowing from the land to the sea is called land breeze. Make sure you learn up those questions given in your copies for land breeze, sea breeze. Okay. Now, let's look at check your progress. Let's quickly revise that. Water vapor changing into water. Give one word.
Condensation. Ma'am,
Condensation.
condensation.
Okay. Very good.
Condensation.
Condensation. Right. Cool air blowing from the sea to the land.
Ma'am, sea breeze.
Sea
Land
breeze.
sea breeze.
Okay, good. The condition of air at a given time, what is that called, Yukti?
Ma'am, weather.
Ma'am, weather.
Weather. Okay, good. Sanvi Varma, the cool air blowing from the land to the sea, from the land to the sea.
Land breeze.
Land
Land
breeze.
breeze.
Land breeze. Okay, good. Cyclic movement of water in
Ma'am, land
nature.
breeze.
Water
Cyclic movement of water. Water cycle. Okay, water cycle, right. Now remember this water cycle that goes on, and then you have the sea breeze, land breeze, both. Remember the arrows, the diagrams. Practice all your diagrams, land breeze, sea breeze. Practice the diagrams of the land breeze and sea breeze also very nicely, children, okay? Now the last one says a gentle wind. Breeze. Very good. I hope I hope everyone's put learn over there. Have you all put learn with your pencil over there? When I was teaching the lesson, I asked you to put learn. And good to know, water makes up about 66% of the human body. All the information given there. Have you put learn over there also? Have you put learn over there? Okay. Now the humidity part and the other part, fog, mist and dew, right? We'll continue with this revision tomorrow. Make sure you read it nicely. Tomorrow I'll ask you short questions from the lesson. Now it's time for your social studies. It's time for your social studies. Take your social studies book out, children.